All right, guys, we are live. Can everybody see me and hear me? Let me make some minor adjustments to the stream here. Kind of had to start without prep. I just finished up over on the Hawk Talk thing. Oh, the stupid chat doesn't work. Dang it. I hate it when that happens. There's supposed to be a chat above my head that shows what everybody's saying, but it's not working. But what's going on, people? Let me pull up the YouTube command center so I can actually see what people are saying, because it's not going to show up here. And I know why it's happening, but there's not really anything I can do about it. Hey, Carson. Hey, Green. Hey, Hawkline. Hey, Smigmal. All right, so basically we're just going to stream for like an hour, and we're going to talk about whatever. Whatever people feel like talking about, we can just talk about for a little bit here. I'm probably going to go for about an hour, maybe a little bit less, because I do want to do Banjo-Kazooie tonight. And yeah, time is becoming a factor for that. So, how's everybody doing tonight? I don't think we have a gauntlet ahead. The Colts are clearly not as good as their record, and it's showing late down the stretch. Yeah, that's the thing. Like, I don't think this Colts team is very intimidating anymore. I think the Colts' days of being intimidating are kind of... it's hard to take that team seriously when their quarterback is playing with a broken leg, and they're... Well, I don't know if he's their best defensive player, but one of their best defensive players is not going to play in that game almost certainly. Like, it would be a huge shock. It would be a huge shock if Sauce played in that game. So I'm not that worried about it. Why don't you get on the NFC Roundtable show? Because they already have a Seahawks person. They only need one. And I think Brandon does better on that show than I would, honestly. I'd get... I don't know. I don't think I'd do well on that show, to be perfectly honest. And Brandon does great. I don't need to get on over there. Atlanta has a lot of sacks. How will our offensive line hold up? Well, they blitz a lot. And for most of the season, this Seahawks team has done great against the blitz. They have punished blitzers really, really well. So I actually think that this team should be fine against that. The Vikings got us a lot, but they're a very unique team in how they blitz. Like, they blitz without going out of too high. But the Falcons, I think, are a little more traditional. They're going to blitz and risk it on the back end. And this team has been very good at punishing teams that do that this year. Why isn't Christian Haynes starting over Bradford? He can't be any worse. In fact, he looks better. I think what it is that Christian Haynes is like physically weak and he can't run block. So as much as Bradford is bad, I think we actually do feel, and I think it's defensible, that Bradford is still better because he can at least functionally run block. I think the issue with Haynes is that he just doesn't have the muscle for it. I think that's the issue. That's the only thing I can think of. Nothing else makes sense, right? Nothing else would justify Bradford still being out there. Because that's the one thing about Bradford. He's not a terrible run blocker. He's okay And Haynes, we know, doesn't have tremendous strength. Hey, Ethan, what's up? Yeah, I did hear about maybe Sundel could take this right guard spot. Maybe Oluwatimi could. He is kind of talking about that a little bit now, but we'll see if it actually happens. But Haynes looks good, especially in the run game. He's barely played. We don't have enough information. But Haynes obviously is in practice every day these last several weeks. So the coaches must see something they think is like worse. That's the only thing that can even try to make sense. If it's anything else, then I can't say what it could be. But that's I think the only thing that makes any sense. It's just gonna the only justification is
Who do you hope we get in the playoffs? Where do you
that.
think we seed? Go Hawks, as always. Thanks, Brandon.
Green 80, thank you for the $10, which is $14 Canadian, I believe. So, who do you hope we get in the playoffs? Where do you think we seed? Well, I think that very obviously,
Should the expectation be to win out? Or too lofty?
Tampa Bay looks like a team that is falling apart here, although they might get Mike Evans back. I think that a team like Carolina is probably going to melt in the playoffs. I And I honestly think the Niners are going to fade too because they're so beat up. They're having to tax their best players so much to get here. I think that I think that the Niners are actually a really good postseason opponent just because they are riding McCaffrey so hard. It's hard to believe he's going to have anything left for the playoffs. I mean, the teams to avoid, honestly, I kind of want to avoid Green Bay just because their defense is so good and LaFleur's a really good play caller. So to me, I think Green Bay's scary. I really don't want to play Dallas. Dallas scares the crap out of me. Hopefully they don't make it. Lower, should the expectation be to win out or too lofty? Well, we're going to have to win out to win the division probably. So I think it's reasonable and we can do it. I don't think there's any reason why we can't win out. I really don't. I think that all these games are winnable, and this Seahawks team, they really might be the most complete team in football. So the expectation should be we win every game. We're not going to win every game, but the expectation as fans should be to win every game. Bears are a dream first round opponent. Yeah, that's another pretty decent one too. Yeah, I don't want to deal with Dallas at all. What did the Vikings do that other teams didn't that result in JSN getting shut down? Honestly, I think the main thing they did was be completely inept offensively so that we had no reason to pass the ball. Yeah, I really don't want the Cowboys to make the playoffs. I'm going to put that out there right now. That is terrifying to me. Are the 49ers a scary team to face in the wildcard round? I don't think any more or less than any other team. I think they're just another team. Are you sold on the Broncos? No, not really. It's just hard for me to take that Niners team seriously when they're having to ride their best players so hard just to gut out wins right now because their roster is so thin. Does Tampa get Mike Evans back? How would you feel of a Patriots versus Seahawks Super Bowl rematch? I'd feel pretty good about that. I'd feel fine about that. Why are you so terrified with the Cowboys? They have two elite receivers, although CD is only kind of elite in theory. In practice, he drops the ball too much, but in theory, they have two elite receivers catching the ball from an elite quarterback, and their defensive line is really, really good because they got Quinnen Williams. That is a really dangerous formula. Yeah, see, Mike Evans is going to come back. That might change things. That might change things. So when do Love and Sunderland come back? I don't know who Sunderland is, but Love is supposed to come back this week. Yeah, I hope the Cowboys don't make the playoffs because if they do, I think they're going to be very annoying. How would you address the O line if you were GM? I think you got to try to sign somebody that you know is good. I think, I mean, we keep trying to draft guys and we just can't find the solution. So I think you got to just sign somebody that you know is good. We need Horton back. What's Horton going to do, though? All he does is run cardio. Like, Horton's not going to have very much to do in this offense anymore. Hey, Binkle boy. Thank you. Yeah, I'm not really scared of the Eagles anymore either. They don't have a good play caller, and it's clear they're not going to make a change, so it is what it is. Orton will be wide receiver 2 soon. Not this year. Not this year. Yeah. I don't know why the Eagles don't fire Patullo. Remember, the Eagles are on borrowed time. That's the thing to keep in mind here. Because all their dead cap hits are going to hit in a couple years, and then they're just done. You think Texans win this Sunday against Kansas City? No, I don't. You think Sam loses part of his confidence after the 4 turnovers against the Rams? No, not really. I don't think so. I think that the offense is just playing differently now, and things look different, and it's for the better. I think it's for the best, especially when we get into December and January. Who do you see being available at the right guard position this offseason? I don't know. I haven't looked yet. And look, right guards are pretty easy to find, so I'm not worried about trying to find one. There's going to be one. You just have to go get him. Is Thomas the starter now overnight? Yeah. What else could it be? Knight is not healthy. Orton will be a better receiver than Shaheed by next season. You must have a very low opinion of Shaheed. We don't need Crosby. I would like Crosby, especially because you know you're going to lose some of your edge rushers this offseason. I am talking. I'm not muted, am I? Yeah, I'm not muted. I'm fine. What would he give up for Crosby? Probably like 3 first-round picks. Something like maybe it would be like 2 because his value is going to go down a little bit, but probably like 2 firsts and a little bit more. Something like that. Yeah, Pete's going to get fired, I think. Like, what are we doing? What are we doing? Does Clint Kubiak just not like jet sweeps? Well, I mean, we haven't really used them very much, and look, I mean, a lot of teams don't. I don't think it's a problem. By the way, guys, please like the stream if you haven't already. Do you remember Matthew from UW? Matthew's a pretty common name. I think I knew more than one Matthew Silver. You think Sundell can play right guard better than Bradford? I don't know. I don't think Sundell's ever played right guard. It's really hard to project that kind of stuff. Will Kubiak get picked up for a head coaching job after this season? I think so, Jacob. I think so. There are going to be more openings than I thought, and there aren't that many appealing candidates. Like, is Daboll going to get picked up as a head coach? I don't know anymore. He's been so bad in New York, maybe not. And if McCarthy isn't out there as an available candidate, then it's really bad. Because I think McCarthy will get a job, but if he doesn't want one, then that's really bad. You think Gino's NFL career is over? He's played better lately. His arm looks a little more lively. So I don't know. I don't know. That contract is not going to be easy to get out of after 1 year. You can do it, but it's not ideal. What does Aiden Durd do? He helps plan the defensive game plan during the week, probably. I mean, hopefully the teams that offer Kubiak a head coaching job are teams that he doesn't want to go to, like Tennessee. He might not want to go there because that's such a death trap. Maybe a team like if Miami wanted a head coach, I wouldn't really get excited to go there. Stuff like that. It was Matthew from the GHG. Off the top of my head, no, I mean, this is what, 15 years ago. But, I'm sure that I did know Matthews. The Gray Hat group. Yeah, I remember the Gray Hats. But I don't remember who Matthew was. Arizona is the only team that worries me with the Kubiak. That is interesting. That is interesting, right? Because they're not going to promote Petsing anymore. Do you think Olu has won the job at center over Sundell? Not necessarily, but I kind of feel like we're going to try to get Sundell in at right guard and hope that works. So that way we can have both. I think that's probably the play because both guys have strengths and weaknesses. Arizona has no path to a quarterback, though. Yeah, but they'll have a path to a quarterback the next year. You'll get your quarterback eventually. They can sign some random guy for a year in the offseason. Like, they can get Mac Jones. They can get, I mean, Kubiak probably wouldn't like Malik Willis, but there are guys you can go get that are going to be okay for 1 year. Is Gannon getting fired? I feel like he will. I don't think he should, but I feel like he probably will. Brendan, is your brother married? Yeah, my brother's married. Why did we even draft Arroyo and Milrow? Both confused. Yeah, it's just bad. I don't know what else to say about it at this point. It's just bad. I heard Arizona was trying to draft Dante Moore. I don't get the Dante Moore hype. People get way too excited about a quarterback every year just because he's a quarterback. Mhm. Thoughts on Arch Manning? I think he'll get better next year. I think he'll get better next year. Yeah, Connor Lew, I don't even know if he's going to be in the draft this year. He might go back because of the ACL. Do you make a living from YouTube? Right now, I make a living from YouTube and Bleacher Report, and I'm trying to get traction on TikTok. Matt Jones is going to the Vikings. You mean like the old Jacksonville wide receiver, Matt Jones? Brendan, thoughts on corner first round? I'm open to it, man. I like this corner class. Although I will say that every corner class is good, honestly. Like, every corner class these days is good, so we can do that. We can do other stuff too. It doesn't matter. But I think that's a fine idea. Yeah, Mac Jones. Okay, that makes a little bit more sense. I could see that.
Any free agents the Hawks should go after in 2026?
Any free agents the Hawks should go after in 2026? Oh, yeah, we're going to have money too. We might need to sign a running back. I think that's a real possibility. And there are some good running backs in free agency. If we lose K9, I think we're probably going to have to sign somebody. I think we need to sign some offensive linemen. There's going to be money to spend. We're definitely going to spend some of it, Gushin. What do you think of Notre Dame getting in over Miami? I don't care. I don't think either team is a threat to win the title. So, whatever. Like, I don't think either team should be in. I think they should cut down the playoff to like 8 or maybe even 4 teams. This is stupid. Maybe even 6 teams. Too many teams get in. Like, James Madison is not a threat to win the national title. Why are they playing for it? Do we re-sign Reek and Job and Kobe? I don't think there's any way we re-sign Reek anymore. Job should not be that expensive, and it seems like we want to re-sign Kobe, though. And that's going to cost a little bit more, but I do think we're going to probably go after Kobe. Is JSN Megatron dream probably over? I don't see why. I mean, there's obviously high variance in a receiver's production. What do you think about the Abdul Carter situation? He just needs to get a little bit older and mature a little bit. It happens. When Knight gets back, will he have a starting role? Well, he's healthy right now, and he just doesn't have the starting role, so probably not. Probably not. Rams lose again this week. Who do they play? Witherspoon's not getting 40 million, not even close. The market's set at like 30. And Witherspoon is so much better than Woolen, it's not even funny. Like, who the hell is paying Woolen 40 million? Maybe in like 5 years that's going to happen, but it's not going to happen right now. Are you going to rank the draft meme by meme again? The last few ranking the draft by meme videos I made really did not do well, so probably not. You know, at a certain point you have to give the people what they want, and it just seems like people weren't really into those videos. Sorry if you guys can hear that, by the way. How did the Rams beat the... Well, probably not then, right? I guess Arizona plays games close for the most part, but they don't win. I mean, it'd be nice, but I think that's a lot to ask. Hmm. You think McDonald was the best coach Seattle could have hired? I mean, I certainly can't think of anybody I'd want more right now. Maybe Harbaugh, but I don't think we were ever going to hire Harbaugh. I think that was basically not even a consideration. Has Woolen earned a contract extension? He's been playing a lot better. I just don't think we are going to. I know we're going to pay Witherspoon, pretty much. And I don't think you can pay Woolen and Witherspoon. Or at least I don't think that's smart. So, like, I still think that's probably not in the cards. What if Reek takes a pay cut to stay here? Well, why would he do that? He has made very little money in the NFL so far. That's not realistic to expect. I mean, if he does, great, but I don't think that's a realistic expectation. Waldron was way better than Grubb at offensive coordinator. Waldron was not even bad when he was here. Like, Waldron was fine when he was OC here. I don't know what happened after he left, but he was fine here. Well, Job's going to be relatively cheap. I don't think that's going to be a big deal. I don't think Job is going to cost much money. Be right back, guys. All right, guys, let's take a minute so I can tell you guys about Sleeper. I'll tell you a little secret as well. It's more than just a platform for fantasy leagues. This year, millions of users have enjoyed playing fantasy sports on Sleeper, but there's so much more to it. You have live stats, real-time updates of all stats. You have a news feed with lightning-fast updates on players and teams, and a real-time chat where you can engage with other users about plays, performances, games, all kinds of stuff during the sports season. So download Sleeper, experience it for yourself, and don't forget to use my promo code SBN to get up to a $100 match on your first deposit, and pair that with their new promo that will give you a free $20 entry, no deposit needed. So you can use both of those promos. Terms and conditions apply. See Sleeper's terms of use for details. Currently operational in over 25 states and going. So check out Sleeper today and use those promos. All right. Do you still think McDonald is a defensive genius? Well, I'll say this. He's not a wizard, right? He's not a guy who can just take any players and make it work. But insofar as he knows how to get an elite defense out of the right players, yeah. And there aren't that many wizards out there. There are a few, but there are very few actual, like, defensive wizards there. Thank you, Silver. Why has special teams regressed so much in the past couple weeks? I don't think that it has. Like, the punt return was because of an uncalled holding, an uncalled block in the back, and we've made all of our field goals. I wonder what a Reek extension looks like, though. 3 years, 45. It's going to be way more than that. It might be almost, it might be like 70% more than that. Like, Woolen's ball production is kind of insane. It would not shock me if he got like 25 million a year. Would you let K9 walk or extend him? I'm still kind of leaning towards letting him walk, but I don't think it would be bad to keep him. There are a lot of running backs we can sign. It's a pretty decent running back draft. Like, I don't want to commit I don't know if I want to commit long term to a running back that's already gotten injured relatively young. Thoughts on rumors of trading Charbonnet for picks? I don't think that really makes sense. What pick are you going to get for Charbonnet? And, like, I'd rather have Charbonnet than a 5th round pick, and I think that's probably about what you would get. Yeah, if we don't pay JSN next year, that's pretty dumb. We need to pay JSN next year. And by the way, this is a bad draft. Like, this draft kind of sucks. Which is why I think we were okay trading the picks for Shaheed in the first place. I don't think you want to trade for more picks. If anything, I want to trade more picks because this draft is not very good. Oh. I don't think PFF's been horrible this year. I think they have things that are clearly not correct. But they always do. It's unavoidable. Which Seahawk would you get a jersey of right now, if any? I think the clear answer has to be JSN. I think it just has to be. I can't imagine anybody else. What are you watching? I'm not watching anything right this second. I'm watching the stream. I think Trey Hendrickson is 31. I think that's pushing it a little bit. And also, he's a hand in the dirt guy. And we're playing this modified 3-4. I'm getting a woolen jersey. I mean, you're not going to go too wrong with it. He did have a really good career here regardless, but probably a little dangerous right now. Hendrickson, I don't know. That seems like a dangerous thing to me. APY prediction. Oh, man. He's not playing that well this year. Khalil Mack is kind of fun. You think the Seahawks can trade back their 2026 pick first round for 2027? I mean, you always are capable of doing it, but I I don't know if I would expect it. It doesn't happen very often. Is losing Jalen Sundle the problem? He's worse in pass protection. Oluwatimi, I mean. Admittedly. I don't know if he's worse overall. I already did a mock draft. I did a mock draft a couple weeks ago. I'll do another one later. What would it take for you to be down to trade for Joe Burrow? I think we're kind of past that now. I would do it, though, in a vacuum. I would give up anything for Burrow. Will you play with the machine more? If I need to, later. I'll do it. If I need to. I mean, I love Joe Burrow, but I don't think it really makes sense to do it anymore. All right, guys. I think I'm going to go ahead and wind down here. I want to play Banjo-Kazooie tonight. I pre-ordered Metroid Prime 4 today. I'm going to go pick it up in a couple days, and I want to finish Banjo-Kazooie before I pick it up because I want to go ahead and start it immediately. So I've been kind of ignoring it lately because it's kind of a hard game to play. But I want to go ahead and crank through it, try to beat it tomorrow night probably. So I'll be on Twitch later. I don't know for how long. I'll go as long as I can. But yeah, Banjo-Kazooie later tonight at some point. Thanks for coming out, everybody. Everybody have a good rest of your night. Go Hawks. And I hope to see you guys on Twitch. I should be flying solo tonight, by the way. No snacks. It'll just be me.